Oh yeah, Paul the Pipe Guy back. I'm all nice and clean shaven. So I just felt this small batch was missing something, and so what I did is I do have, and I did look it up. You can use pure vanilla extract in your pipe tobacco blends. So I have a whole bottle of pure vanilla extract. So we just sprinkled a couple drops in there, shook it around, sprinkled a few more drops, and blah, 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 blah. And can't really. Because the rum is so powerful, I can't really smell the vanilla extract. But we'll see what happens. That's part of pipe blending. Yeah. So, anyways, cheers. Oh, yeah. You know, we've got to have some Ahab's comfort. So, this is our Tuesday night smoke together. If you didn't want to watch blending, pipe tobacco blending 101, it's our true pipe smoking video for Tuesday night, the 27th of February 2024. It's 7 p.m. Yeah, let's start it on fire. In my EA Carry bowl number 323, made out of olive wood with Captain, I want to call him Captain Ahab, but I don't know. It has Ahab's comfort in it. Yeah. But this is exactly why we start out with small blends. Start out with small blends. You can always tweak them. Just write it down. Yeah. So now that we have some vanilla extract in there, we'll let her sit for another 10 days, see what happens. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, had this one guy at work. This guy used to be Special Forces. He's younger than I am. I'm 59. He's like 53. And well, he was a paratrooper. Got a lot of respect for him. Now he's really big and heavy. I mean, severely obese. But I work with him. And I don't know, he did a couple of tours with Special Forces. Then on a jump in Panama, he blew his knee out parachuting. So then he did 3 tours with Blackwater, which I don't know if you know what that is. That's a contractor, Special Forces contractor. So the guy's seen and done some stuff. Let's just put it that way. And I wouldn't exactly say that we were friends or anything, but I'd go over and I'd talk to him about certain things, stuff guys talk about. I thought we were cool together. I thought that, everything was okay. And this has happened a couple times with this gentleman, where all of a sudden he's like flicking a switch. All of a sudden becomes angry with me, tells me to get out of his department. He's not the manager, by the way. Get the F out of here, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden becomes very extreme and not very nice. So, I'd had enough of this, because when I have to go into the department that he works in, I gotta go there. So last week he was like, hey man, get the F out of this department. You don't need to be sitting and talking and this and that. And I said, well, actually, the laser operator was giving me some work that needs to be done. He's like, just get the F out of here. And, this has happened a couple times, and I'm not one that's a crybaby that wants to run to human resources. So I didn't. Called up my direct supervisor, told him what happened, say, look, the girl in human resources is never going to understand, but I want to tell you, and I want to somehow rectify this. And he's like, okay. It's like, he says, you shouldn't have to put up with that type of abuse. That's like bullying and stuff, which, I can handle bullying, but when someone almost gets like violent with me and gets in my face, I don't like that, man. I go to work there, I work hard. When I'm over talking to somebody else about what job needs to be done, I don't need this guy coming up and getting in my face. So I went to the plant manager. I said, look, here's what happened. I don't want the guy to get in trouble. Obviously, he's got some issues. And the plant manager acted like he really didn't want to deal with that. I says, look, sir, I just want to come to work here, but here's what happened. I just want to come to work and have a peaceful day, and this guy's getting in my face about this stuff. And he says, I'll talk to him. This is the kind of guy you stay away from. This is the kind of guy that would flick a switch and bring a gun to work and shoot people. I picture him as that type of guy. That could potentially happen. And I don't bring firearms to work or anything like that. So I don't know, as my mom told me, she's like, just turn it over to God. So I did. I turned it over to God. I said the guy's name and said, Lord, I turn him over to you. Help me, with this situation. I don't like strife or drama or any of that stuff. I don't like contention or arguing, or I just want to go to work, do my job, come home. So today, going to walk out the door, and he's like 20 feet ahead of me. I'm like, great. Guy actually holds the door open for me. And he seems like he's lost in space or something, man. I'm praying for that guy. I really am. He did serve this country, but some people, it affects them in a bad way. And he held the door open for me. I said, thank you. And that was it. You know, you don't know what someone like that has gone through. It's just like save abs comfort's good. When I was a manager in any capacity, and for over 30 years I was in management wherever I worked, and some of my guys would come up and be like, this lady's being a bitch, or, you know, this person's being, you know, this customer's being blah, 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 difficult. Well, I used to tell them all the time, you never know what that person is going through or has been through. You just don't know. Maybe they got a spouse that's not doing well health-wise. Maybe they have, you know, a problem with some sort of medical problem that makes them not so nice because they're not happy with their medical problem. Maybe they just found out that they're going to die and they're not too happy about it. You don't know, man. That's why you always got to treat people really with kindness, in my opinion. I remember we had a lady, and I've told this this story before. I was working at an oil change shop, quick loop. You know, you come in, get your oil changed and tires pumped up and blah, 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 real quick, you're in and out. And so I go to lunch and I come back and all the guys are like, there's this old lady back there and she's really a bitch. She's being real mean, blah, blah, blah. And they had some other choice words they referred to her as. And I said, well, point her out. And I went to her and she was an older lady about my mom's age. And I noticed there was a bunch of candy wrappers on the passenger seat. And I saw a diabetic test kit. So I knew, and I said to her, ma'am, I'm Paul. Not Paul, the pipe guy. I just said, I'm Paul. I'm one of the managers here. I says, some of my guys said that you weren't so happy with the service you're receiving today. What can I do for you? She's like, I just want to get out of here. I want to get my oil changed and get out of here. Well, I don't know, you know, how many people that are watching are diabetics or known diabetics or have ever had low blood sugar. I've had low blood sugar, been on the job site burning 1,000,000 calories. All of a sudden your blood sugar drops through the floor, your knees start wobbling, and you're not in a good mood. You get nasty. You get angry. And I says, well, ma'am, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you in next. And I said, look, I see what's going on over here. I said, can I get you anything to eat at all? She's like, no, I just got to get out of here. I got to get home. Okay. Pulled her car up next. Boom, 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 boom. Within 4 minutes, we had her in and out. I says, ma'am, here you go. Here's your receipt. By the way, the oil change is free. Everything is free. Here's some things that we would recommend that you do, for your car as far as fluid changes. And she said, thank you, and grabbed her receipt and on her way. Now, she came back and, she was in a better state, and she came up, gave me a hug. And she said, I want to appreciate you, tell you thank you for the kindness you showed me. And I was going through a diabetic moment. And she says, these things that you recommended that I do, I want to do them all. So, okay. Then, that's the way you got to treat people, Right now, I got to take a pee. So we'll be back in a nanosecond. All right, so Paul the Pipes guy is back, yeah. And we've got another pipe here. Got our Mr. Brog number 86 champion, yeah. And it's got some of my beloved Officers Club in it. Yeah. So let's get back on track. So, you look at the problem that I had with this veteran, who I highly respect. You can actually you can call on God, and I'll tell you what, I prayed to God. I says, Lord, I don't know what's going on with this situation, but here's his name, and Lord, I turn him over to you. I turn the situation over to you. I said, Lord, you already know what it is, and that's biblical. You can take situations that seem impossible for you to deal with someone else and turn them over to the Lord and pray for them, pray for their well-being. And you'd be amazed at what happens. No, nothing bad happens to them. All of a sudden, because you had a little faith in the Lord, and you just want peace. God's Son, Jesus Christ, is Prince of Peace. And if you ask the Lord and say, I want peace, I turn this person over to you, Lord. Deal with them. He'll do it. You don't have to trust me. Try it out for your own. Next time you get some jerk at work, some guy that ain't just right, somewhere where there's a problem, if you're a praying person and you're a believer, you just say, Lord, I turn so-and-so over to you. I don't know how to deal with this problem, but I don't like this confrontation. And I turn it over to you, Lord, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace, because that's what I want. And you see what happens. Might be a little surprised. I've had that happen many times. I remember there was a young man that I was working with, and He had a back problem. Things were getting a little slow at that job. So the boss said, hey, we're only going to have one salesperson. So it's between you, and you got a week. The best man wins. Well, the guy looked at me. He was a big guy. He said, old man, I'm going to crush you. I'm going to take you down, old man. Didn't quite like that very much. Didn't take too kindly to it. It bothered me. It really bothered me. I don't like confrontation at work. Don't like confrontation at work at all. Just want to go there, do my job, and come home. And do right by the company. So this guy says, I'm going to blow you out of the water as far as sales, old man. I'm going to smoke your ass. You know what I said to him? Here's a kid with a back problem. I says, I hope you do, man. I hope you do. I says, by the way, I'm praying for your back, that it gets better. It's like, what? You're praying for me? You're praying for my back when I'm sitting here telling you I'm going to smoke your ass? I said, yeah, I am. And I smiled just like that. Yeah, I am, man. I'm praying for your back, and I hope you do smoke my ass. I hope your sales are unbelievable. Well, I kind of threw him off a little bit. And I did. I was really praying for his back. I was praying for his well-being. I was praying for the situation, because that sales job was the way I was supporting my family. And I certainly didn't want some young punk coming and beating my ass in the sales department. Little did he know I had over 30 years experience in sales. And I wasn't going to offer anybody anything they didn't need. I was just going to do my job. And I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, please rectify this situation. Well, after the first week, comes up and he's like, still praying for my back? I says, yeah. He says, it's feeling better. Went to the doctor and he said, I don't have a back problem no more. That made me smile. He says, by the way, you're kicking my ass in sales. How you doing it, old man? I said, well, let me help you out a little bit. Do you want some help? Yeah. This is because I do want you to smoke my ass. I gave him a few pointers. After the end of a couple weeks, we both had such high sales, even though I smoked his ass. I smoked him. I smoked him. Just like this. Okay. He said, well, both you guys have really good sales. We can't pick just one guy, so you're both in. You're both all good. And I was just like, thank you, Jesus. That was an answer to a prayer. Lord healed his back. You did. And the Lord healed the problem. Took away all that bad mojo. Yep. God has never let me down. Because I have faith. That doesn't make me nothing special. That makes me reliant on the Lord. Man, if the shit's hitting the fan and I say, oh, Father in heaven, please help me. I know somehow it's all going to work out. Well, that'd be about our Tuesday night smoke together. I'm going to finish up this wonderful pipe here. I hope that you can all take to heart what I'm really talking about here, relying on the Lord and turning people over to the Lord, praying for them. Lord says to pray for your enemies. It's amazing what happens when you pray for your enemies. It's even more amazing when you go to your enemy and say, hey man, I'm praying for you. They don't know what to do. Oh yeah. This right here is a video that you guys might want to rewatch. It's got a lot of good content in it, a lot of truth. And I can attest to that. Yes, I can. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. Over and out, and happy Tuesday. I'm going to make some dinner now and go to bed. Over and out.